Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my girlfriend Carol. How are you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is February 7th, 1997. And Dylan is rich again.
Is he?
Well, on paper, I guess, in some bank account the FBI has. Maybe he'll have to kill Jonesy in the next episode in order to get his money. I don't know.
But yes, I mean, wait, spoilers though. Like
this whole thing is spoilers. Always we spoil episodes.
I mean, like usually we kind of go along piece by piece. We lead them through the story. Like you just told them how it ends. You're going in pre.
We're going in pre-blown.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not pre-blown. Anyway, so there are two storylines in this episode. Exactly two, and two alone.
I disagree.
Okay.
There are three storylines.
Okay.
What?
Sounded like a very big build-up, and then there was nothing there.
Well, no, because I remembered what you were probably saying is the second storyline, and then I was like, well, no, there's all this other shit going on in the background too.
What's the other storyline? What's the third one I'm not thinking of?
David and Claire and...
What? Are you talking about the one thing that's said?
And Andrea.
How is that a storyline? One conversation's not a story. Not even a full conversation.
There are two conversations that are worth mentioning.
That doesn't make them storylines.
Okay. Oh, relax. You got a lie. Anyway. Let's just,
What? Let's what?
What? Excuse me?
Let's what, Carol?
You're being rude.
You're being rude, telling me I'm hyper and relax and stuff. You don't tell someone to relax. You don't tell someone doing a tape to relax.
Okay. Why don't you drink some more Jolt there?
Why don't you let me be me instead of trying to suppress who I am? Why don't you just roll with it? Why don't you learn to love the bomb or whatever?
What the fuck?
I am the bomb.
Okie dokie. So.
Yes. I'm still here.
Are you sure?
Talk about the
It seems like you checked out. So before we get into the main show, Andrea.
Main show. This is the main show.
Would you stop it?
You mean the main storyline?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, tell us about the other storyline. Andrea saying one thing.
Andrea gets teased because apparently she looks like she has a crush on this medical student who saved Hannah because when his name is brought up, she blushes.
Yep.
And then... Shut up.
How did you like that storyline, guys?
You're such
It's a lot of twists and turns, right? First,
so
Andrea
mean.
opened her mouth. Then her tongue touched the roof of her mouth in order to form a diphthong to make the TH sound.
And Claire and David are talking about the Peach Pit after dark, and David is trying to convince Claire to make it a hip-hop club, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he wants Babyface. Or whatever. Or himself.
Right?
Second keyboardist for Babyface. Kicked off Babyface's tour because he was too popular. People were holding up signs that said David or whatever. The second keyboardist for Babyface.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay. So, main storyline.
No, do the other one first.
You do the other one.
Finish with the main storyline. The other storyline that exists in this show. The professor, the abnormal psychology professor that Kelly loves, has been denied tenure. which I think is French for we can't fire you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why they have jobs that, like, are forever.
I think it's supposed to, like, free them up to take chances or something. I don't know.
It's weird.
To turn their classrooms into cults. But I almost called him Jason Priestley. Brandon is surprised because he says, back when I did the task force, when Brenda was still on the show, he mentions Brenda's name. Do you notice that they mention Brenda a lot? It's weird. They kicked this woman off the show, but they bring up her name a lot of different times.
Yeah, they do. Well, I mean, she was on the show for 4 years.
And so anyway, he says that when we were doing the task force, he always had the highest ratings or whatever amongst students. So it's weird that he wouldn't get tenure. Now, that doesn't mean you're the best teacher, by the way.
Right.
Just because you are the highest rated, your class could be a complete blow-off class, and you could bring candy in for your students every class. I don't know, you could let people fuck in the back or whatever and be highly rated.
Right.
That doesn't mean you're the best, whatever, but it is weird, I guess, for such a highly rated professor to not get tenure.
Well, Kelly sure seems to like him. So.
Oh yeah. So, and we did say that we thought he was weird, and we thought that his touching of Kelly was weird.
Yeah, like he wants to fuck her.
So, I almost called him Jason Priestley again.
What the
Brandon talks to the dean because he's buddy with the administration. Because he's the president still, even though they're challenging it, but it never comes up. It's weird. Is that going to happen? Like the season finale is maybe. Be like, will Brandon still be president?
But I don't care. Yeah. Exactly.
But anyway, so he talks to the dean, and the dean's like, "Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes this stuff happens." And he's like, "Well, what are you talking about? What happens?" And he's like, well, it's the other teachers, it's the faculty, they're the ones that vote on this shit, and they just I don't know, they didn't really like him. And he tries to walk away. This guy tries to walk away like 5 times, and Brandon's like, what is going on? And he's like, look, have you ever been in this class? It's kind of weird, right?
Right.
He calls it messianic, which basically means cult-like, like he's a messiah, which I can see. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, that still doesn't necessarily mean anything. And he's like, well, I'll deny it if anyone says anything, and you did not hear this from me. But there were some weird accusations from some parents after a retreat last summer. So I don't know. They didn't say what might be going on with him or what. I'm trying to scratch Carol's back at the same time I'm talking.
Thank you.
But is that good?
Yeah.
Any more? She just gave me this look, like an animal had just bitten her ankle and was like digging its teeth and she couldn't get out. Just like this pleading look.
It really itched and I couldn't reach it. It was very upsetting.
I understand. So anyway, I don't know what kind of accusations it could be. It seems,
yes, you do.
Well, I mean, there are only a few things it could be, right?
Yeah.
Especially at a overnight retreat. So I'm guessing he used that weird lispy voice. What is that? What is that talking style that he has? You noticed it, right? He talks weird.
Yeah. I don't know. He's also in a wheelchair, so maybe it all has something to do with each other. Maybe he has some kind of like...
Sounds like... How would they have anything to do with each other?
Well, maybe he
deviated his septum and his spine.
Ha ha ha. No. But I mean, he could have like cerebral palsy that can affect the way you talk and your ability to walk. And...
Kelly said it was some kind of accident.
Oh, well, then I don't fucking know.
She said, what happened... Well, when you ended up in that wheelchair or whatever. And he's like, I don't know. Ask Stephen Hawking. But anyway, so Brandon's like, okay. So he's like, and he says, the dean says, go talk to him. See what you think of him. So There's a line.
Yeah, like around the corner, like
It's
super
like,
long.
yeah, it's like a fucking opening of a one of those Star Wars movies that we're gonna go see.
Right.
The Star Wars movies are being re-released.
Yay!
So, first time in the theater, everybody. But lines around the block. No, first time in the theater, we're gonna see them. Not
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
first time
say.
they've been in the theater.
They were definitely in the theater before.
They were in the theater 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's a line around the block. It's weird. If I saw that and I was in a college, I would be like, I don't know. What the fuck is this dude giving out heroin?
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like drugs.
So maybe that's what the accusations were. That he gave some people mescaline so they could become Shining Man or whatever the fuck he said.
Right.
And
That was crazy.
So Brandon comes in there. He gets bumped to the head of the line because he's the class president, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna, do this, and I'm so glad that you're helping me and everything." He seems so happy to see Brandon, and Brandon's like, "Yeah, I've been thinking, maybe we should fight your critics head on with some of these criticisms," and like all of a sudden his total face changes. He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You've been talking to the dean about you've been talking about that stupid, silly accusations, right?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's the worst liar in the world.
He really is.
He's like, "You're lying to me." And he goes, "I was talking about your lack of publishing papers." And he's like, "Yeah, did he call my teaching style messianic?" And he's like, "Yeah, so." And then all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, you're a fucking asshole too," and kicks him out. He totally turns on Brandon, doesn't even give him the time of day.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a whole weird encounter.
This guy, I mean, this is a storyline they're building. Because obviously this guy is a cult leader.
Right. And, Kelly's getting sucked in, and then it's going to be an issue with Brandon trying to get her out.
And then she's going to be sucking in.
Oh, jeez. She's such a bitch.
Yeah, I don't like her at all.
Like, later in the episode, she makes that face again. Like, she swallowed a lemon.
Yeah, when Valerie says that she can't see Jim get fucking honored by the Chamber of Commerce or whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Well, and apparently they all knew she's lying. Well, we'll get there. So, last episode, Dylan was, supposed to be heading off to meet Jonesy.
I got your money.
Said he had his
I'm at the
money.
Lost and Found, and I'm looking at $8 million.
So,
You seen it?
So he's getting ready to take off to get on a plane, and Valerie knocks on the door.
He's leaving on a jet plane.
And she has donuts, I think.
Scones.
She
said she scored
Fancy
some
donuts.
great scones.
And he's like, what do you want, basically? Like,
Scone is kind of like... it's like a biscuit. I guess it's kind of like a sweet biscuit, so it's sort of like a biscuit donut mixture.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like them.
I could think of some better mixtures if you're going to go with donuts and something else. Like you could do a donut like what's something good? Like a fluffy, flaky pastry. Like a croissant.
Okay.
You could do a croissant and a donut mixture.
That sounds weird.
That would be weird. What would you call that? Dansant. A dansant.
Sure.
What?
You should add it to the list of things that you're going to put in your restaurant when you open one.
Dansant.
Okay. So, anyways, she's like, what do you have somebody else here? What's going on? She's all like confused, and he's like, my cab's here.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
And she's like, but I have scones. To which he replies, am I supposed to believe I'm the only guy on your little baked goods tour this morning? What a dick.
Holy shit.
Like, she looks so hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's walking out the door, she says, I'll remember this.
Oh, yeah, she did.
And you can literally hear, like, the vault door on her vagina just closing. Like, she's like, I'm never going to fuck you again.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I was
felt
happy.
the sting of
I was
this.
happy about this. I was like, good, yes, fuck him. And
Not really, though. Anti-fuck him.
it lasts less than a day.
No, she really has. I mean, her dad killed himself, so I guess it's not surprising she has father issues.
It's sad. It's very sad. He
In
does not
real life-
deserve her.
In real life, she'd probably end up being a stripper.
Maybe. Wow. I mean,
She'd make a lot of money.
I don't know. I mean, like, my dad died and I don't strip.
Not publicly.
Sure.
Anyway, well, you always call me Grandpa, so obviously
You gotta say I'm a whore?
You got a thing for older.
Oh.
Not. So the thing is, I'm not like a bunch older than you or anything, but just like I guess older mindset.
Sure. That makes sense. You're an old soul.
There you go. Anyway, just like Andrea and the freaky sister that Dylan has.
She is growing into her face, though.
Yeah, a little bit. She's like Sharpay, like she's smoothed out.
Yeah.
Her head got bigger and her skin stayed the same size. So
It
thank
works.
God for this actress. But anyway, she does. She still kind of looks like an Easter Island statue. But anyway,
Yes.
So
That is true.
So they get down to Mexico. Well, Dylan gets down to Mexico to see Jonesy, who's laying on a bed with one red shoe.
Yeah.
I don't know. He wakes up and he's like, oh, "Did you see the woman that went with the shoe?" I'm like, "Who did he sleep with? Cinderella?
Yeah.
More like Skankarella?
Who leaves behind a shoe? And only one.
One red shoe."
But here's the thing. In the airport, Dylan was checking out this girl who was wearing a red top and a black skirt and running, and I think she had on one red shoe.
And she was barefoot.
I don't remember, but I think so. Like,
All right.
I kind of want to watch it again and make sure, but I think he saw her running away.
Well, we have it on tape, so
That'd be very cartoon-like, though.
this whole episode is cartoon.
That's true.
So he's got all his computer shit hooked up, and he's like, "Yeah, they're here. They're here." Kevin and Suzanne, I think is her name.
Yeah, but
And
they're
Erica.
going by
Kitty and Calvin.
yeah, something
Cavendish.
like that.
They're the Cavendishes.
Which apparently,
Of the Winchester Cavendishes.
apparently though, the Cavendish name is like some old pirate legacy from this island.
I guess.
So it's pretty like stupidly made up.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna make up an alias, you don't.
Right. It's like fucking going to Connecticut and saying I'm Charles DuPont.
Right.
Or going to, I don't know, fucking New York and be like, I'm Mark Rockefeller
There you go.
the third. Or going to Russia and saying, I'm John Lennon.
Okay.
But spelled the other way, the way Lennon spells his name.
so they're there,
I'm
but
Carl
he
Stalin.
doesn't have their money.
No, Jonesy doesn't have the money. He just knows where they are.
So that was kind of misleading.
Yeah.
And he had a whole plan to get the money, which they're discussing on horseback
Yeah, they ride up
on the beach.
They ride up on horseback on the beach, and Luke Perry is like on the cover of a romance magazine,
Right? His
or book.
shirt's all open.
Oh, what's going
Wind
on,
billowing
Jonesy?
through his hair.
Right. But yeah, the plan needed Skankarilla, and she's not, or Skankarella, and she's not there. So he says, unless you know someone that can lie really well, it looks really good, and would do anything for you. And Dylan's like, I know just the whore to call. And he calls up Valerie and is like, hey, I need you to come down to Mexico now, slut.
And she's like, oh, now you need me to come? Now you want me to come?
And he goes, please. And she's like, oh, all right.
Yeah. She's like, after this morning?
She said she'd never forget it, but she quickly forgets it.
Yeah. She's so excited that he wants her around. So yeah, so she blows off the Walshes and Brandon and Kelly and gets the fucking, sour
feckin'?
look from Kelly.
Yeah, because Kelly knows that she's
Lying.
and everyone does. And Jim has the best line in the entire episode when Brandon's like, you want me to go upstairs and see what's really going on? And he goes, no, because I don't care.
Yeah. Which, honestly, though, is the attitude they should have.
Yeah, I mean, really, because she's basically a grown adult. I mean, why are they taking her in? Why are they raising her? By 18, she should pretty much be raised at this point.
Right. It's a weird. And why is she lying to them?
Did you say, it's a weird? It's a weird.
I didn't. But why is she lying to them in the first damn place?
Well, it'd be weird to say because Dylan's calling and he's in Mexico and he needs me. And he's on a covert operation.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm sure she can tell them when they're back, hey, I was there helping Dylan.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to do. And then Kelly can roll her fucking eyes again.
God.
I think Kelly's jealous of her.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I think she knows they fucked and she doesn't like that. I think that's why she hates her.
Maybe. Oh, good point.
But anyway, so she goes down to Mexico.
He's going to have to choose between the blonde and the brunette again.
Again. Huh. Who's he going to choose?
I hope not Kelly.
I'll tell you, in that dress that Valerie was wearing when she was going to go see Jim get his fucking award.
Yeah.
Left little to the imagination.
Yeah, he thought it was a nightgown.
Then we get to see her in a bikini later. Mm-hmm. It's a good episode.
Oh, yeah. Lots of good Valerie shots.
Mm-hmm. So she gets down there, and the plan is simple. They're pretending to be fucking, I don't know, rich, eccentric people. She needs to charm, what's his name, Kevin.
Right.
And that's about it, basically.
Well, and she's pretending to be Jonesy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Dylan's supposed to be their chauffeur / manservant.
Yeah, he's supposed to stay out of sight most of the time.
But he doesn't because he's a fucking idiot.
He goes up and sees the kid.
Yeah.
Erica.
I mean, that part doesn't blow up in his face the way it could.
No. But the other part does.
But the other part does.
So Jonesy, once again, makes this episode both interesting, somewhat funny, unintentionally so, and just really weird and corny.
Yeah.
This dude, I don't know where the fuck he came from. I don't know where this actor came from. I don't know where this character came from. I don't know why the writers of 90210 thought that this fit into their show, but it doesn't.
No.
And what happens at the end
It's awful.
does not fit into this show at all.
It's like we're watching the end of Magnum P.I. rather than the end of Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, it's like there's an episode of 90210 and then an episode of the A-Team breaks out.
Right.
It's really weird.
It is. It's bizarre. But yeah, so Jonesy and Val are trying to cozy up to the couple.
Which they're doing successfully. This guy, there's a couple different times where the guy that's playing Kevin, he like looks at Valerie's legs and it looks like he's suddenly suspicious.
Yeah.
He suddenly got an idea that he knows something. And then I noticed throughout the episode, but he doesn't.
Right.
And then I noticed throughout the episode that he has that look on his face a few other times. Mm-hmm. And I think this is just an eccentricity of the actor. Like, I don't know if he's just not a great actor or if he thinks he's doing something that is conveying other things or what.
Yeah.
But he had that look on his face a couple other times. I'm like, is he suspicious? But never, not once was he suspicious of anything.
No, maybe that was supposed to be his lusty face.
Ooh, maybe.
It's a really bad lusty face. I would never get him laid, ever.
No. That's like... it's like his brain says he wants sex. No, this is what it is. His penis says he wants sex, but his brain's like, what's sex? Like he never learns the word.
Right. So somehow they managed to separate Kevin and Kitty.
Yeah.
And Val gets him to take her back to his house. I started thinking maybe she's going to have to sleep with him.
Yeah, I did too.
And I think she would have if she had to.
I agree. I think she would have too.
And I think that's awful. I mean, like Dylan said, I really appreciate everything you're doing and, what you got to do tomorrow. She's like, well, he makes my skin crawl, but I'll do it for you.
Yeah. And he says, what can I do for you? And she said, just hold me.
It was kind of heartbreaking.
It was awful.
Like, just be nice to this girl, Dylan.
Make me feel as if some man loves me because my father abandoned me.
Ugh. God.
So anyway, my love wasn't enough to keep my father from hanging himself or blowing his brain. He blew his brains out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she goes in there. She's got a transistor in her flowered hat, and apparently there's a camera in there too. I guess.
No, it was just audio.
Then how did he see?
See what?
So she's watching. She gets him to very expertly. She gets him, Kevin, to brag about how he can keep all his money secured in this Cayman Islands account because he's like, I can do it just from my computer right here. Look, I'll show you and everything. And he starts typing in his account number and typing in his password. Now, he doesn't say out loud to her, here's my account number, and I'm going to read it out to you.
Right.
And then here's my password, and I'm going to read it out to you. Yet Jones is on his computer, and he's like, I got it. I see it, zooming in or whatever. So she must have had a camera on her, too.
I thought that he's, somehow, tapped or hacked into the computer so that when she got him to do that, he got the information that way.
Then what did he need her for? If he's got the computer there. If he's got the computer hooked up, then anytime he accesses the money, he would have it.
I don't know. I just thought it was something like a tap. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I think you were wrong.
Does that make you happy?
Yeah, I think I'll put that on a loop.
Okay.
I guess I was wrong.
It's the best you're going to get.
Yeah, that's right. I know that. So anyway, they get the money, though.
Yes.
Jonesy transfers it over, and he's like, we're out. Let's go. We want to be out here as soon as she leaves. As soon as she gets here, we're leaving. And he's like, what about Erica? And he goes, fuck that kid.
He does not. But, I mean, his objection...
She looks like a monster.
Right? His objection is that she wasn't part of the deal, and he's leaving, and Dylan cannot make him do this, blah, blah, blah.
And no one says it, but his real objection should be, that's kidnapping.
Yeah.
That's her actual biological mom, and even if she is a crook, taking her from Mexico and bringing her back to the United States is kidnapping across country line, not even across state lines. That's a federal crime.
Yeah. But, I mean, Jonesy saves him from actually committing that crime.
Yeah, because Dylan's like, fine, whatever, leave. Take your ball and go home. He's like, Valerie and I can do it.
Yeah. So he gets Valerie to go over there and, slip some sea glass to his sister because that was, his communication of, I'm coming for you, I guess.
Yeah, but it's like...
How does she know that?
It doesn't prepare her in any way to do anything.
No.
And she doesn't prepare herself in any way to do anything.
No.
Instead... She just is like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here and do what I would have done anyway.
Right.
But yeah, his big plan is to have Valerie get them out of the house. They're all going to have dinner like they were supposed to. And then slip in. I don't know why, because they were going to go pick up Valerie and Jonesy for dinner. So they were leaving the house anyway. I don't know why Valerie needs to be there. She could have simply waited... Because they were leaving anyway. She didn't need to be there for them to leave. Because
apparently Dylan thought that, the sea glass was important.
I guess. It came up, he said, it came up on page 4 of the screenplay, Valerie, and that means it has to come back in page 8 or whatever. So, he tries to slip in. He does slip in. But he doesn't get past the one guard because he's terrible at slipping in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, from this point forward, the episode could have and probably should have been a cartoon.
So, he gets captured. Has a gun held to him by the guard. They happen to be calling at the same time because they want her to take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. But she, so they know, they're like, oh, there's a Dylan here. And Kevin's like, Dylan! And then all of a sudden, what's-her-name knows that Valerie must be in on it.
Yeah, she's all of a sudden got a gun on her. Why?
And all of a sudden, Valerie turns into a terrible liar.
Well, I think that could have been nerves from the gun, though.
I guess. But it is funny. There's a almost throwaway line when she comes in. Dylan's like, oh, who's the girl? And he's also bad at lying at that point. And she goes, yeah, don't worry. You don't have to keep up the lie. She has a surprisingly small threshold of pain.
Yeah.
What did they do to her in that car?
Good question.
So he's like, okay, let's make a deal or whatever. She's like, you don't have any money to make a deal with. And instead of saying, yeah, I took all your money, so I do have money to make a deal with, instead of saying that, he just goes, whatever. And she's like, we're going to kill you. And where's she goes, Valerie says Jonesy left. Where did he go? And he looks up and Jonesy's outside.
Like, why?
And so instead of saying, I don't know, he could be anywhere now, or helping him keep the element of surprise, he goes, he's right outside.
Yeah.
What if they turned?
Right.
What if Kevin had turned and been like, oh, I just started shooting?
Yeah, it was really stupid.
Thanks, Dylan.
But then, like, a minute later, Jonesy just throws himself through glass. Like, why? I don't understand.
It's like, it's not a tactical advantage at all.
No.
Is that supposed to instill fear in them? Because it's like, look, if I'll shred my own face, what do I do to you? But yeah, he crashes through the window. Dylan stands up and grabs Kevin's gun. That didn't blow up in his face. Could have. He could have easily just started shooting him.
Yeah.
And then
Valerie.
Jonesy just starts firing wildly in the air.
Oh, jeez, yeah. It is bad.
Doesn't hit anybody. And then a bunch of federales bust in. Why couldn't they just wait till the federales got there?
Well, they didn't know because Jonesy didn't tell them.
No, I mean, but Jonesy could have waited instead of throwing himself through glass.
Well, I think he was just there to make sure nobody killed Dylan. And then he knew he got called out, maybe? I don't know.
I guess.
It was weird.
But then anyway, they get arrested.
Yeah, they take the parents away, but they leave Erica. So, like...
And I was like, what the federales just going to, like, shrug their shoulders and be like, wow, you get this kid now.
I mean, okay, the reality, like in the United States, if this happened, then, Child Protective Services or something would be called, and they'd place the kid with family first if they could. And he's family, so maybe it makes sense, but I don't know. They don't explain anything.
No, also, we don't see that he takes her. Mm-hmm. Just, they hug. And we don't know what happens at that point. We'll have to find that out later. Is she going to be a new addition to the cast?
Well, and throughout the episode, like, she's, like, has all this animosity towards her mother. And as soon as Dylan shows up, she's like, take me with you. I hate it here. So it seems like they're building it up so that we won't feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
So that we'll look at him as a hero rescuing her. I mean, it doesn't look like they were abusing her in any way. She's taking dance lessons. She lives in a nice house on the beach. Right. She collects sea glass. Like,
they had millions of dollars.
I don't get it.
From her point of view, Dylan ruined her life.
Right? Like, what the fuck is happening?
But she loved Dylan because that one time he got her a Christmas tree. And
he took her to Disney World.
That's right. But, so that is the way the episode ends.
Yeah.
Jonesy says they're going to extradite him to the United States to stand trial for what they've done. And I guess their scheme to steal back the money is fine because it was his money in the first place.
Well, the FBI was in on it.
It's certainly not evidence. No, he doesn't work for the FBI anymore.
But he said it was in an FBI account.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you're right.
So... I mean, they're at least holding the money, so it has to be okay.
So as I said, yeah, because anytime the FBI is holding money, that means it's okay. So as I said at the beginning, Dylan is rich again. And does he have a sister again? We'll see.
Well, I mean, he always has a sister. What do you think that would do to his character?
What, if he's rich again?
No, to have a child, like 10-year-old child or 12-year-old child or whatever.
It makes him a ton less cool.
Right? I don't think this is a good idea.
Because anytime anyone has a kid, it makes them less cool.
Look what happened to Andrea and Jesse.
Yeah, exactly. Look what happened to, I don't know, anyone's parents.
Right?
Some of your parents out there used to be incredibly cool.
I'm
But then
sure.
you were born. And now they are losers. Because every parent is a loser.
Wow.
Yeah.
On that note.
Except for the parents that listen to this show. You are all winners.
Right. You win a cookie. Okay. So visit our website at...
Dylan's going to get a cookie.
What kind of cookie?
Valerie's cookie.
I think he's had it.
Yeah.
I think he's had her cookie a lot.
Second helpings.
Ew.
That's what she wants.
Well, yeah, she wants him. And she doesn't want his
She wants his
dick. She wants his heart.
She wants his biscotti.
She wants him to love her.
Yeah, I know, that's true. That's what she's looking for is love, ultimately.
Yeah.
Being held.
Oh, Valerie.
We'll see if she finds it anywhere.
So again, visit our website.
Yeah, do that.
www.retrolatefee.com.
Mm-hmm.
Write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Yep.
And tell your friends.
All right, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.